So with the fighters coming to the ring, it's over without any more delay to Las Vegas's Riviera Hotel. And our man at the ringside there is Reg Guttridge.
So James Bonecrusher Smith there, putting on the wide-eyed act, and he's certainly got to keep his eyes open, because Larry Holmes would be regarded as one of the great champions of our time. I think this fellow probably thought never could happen to him. And the rundown on the statistics there for the Bonecrusher. It's almost obligatory now for one of the acolytes to carry the ring belt there. Eddie Fudge, 73-year-old trainer. And there he is at 35. He really is standing in good shape. Man takes a lot of care of himself there. The rundown on the figures, unbeaten, and of course chasing the Rocky Marciano record of 49 fights unbeaten.
And the champion never looked better in the richest heavyweight fight of all when he defeated the big hope, Jerry Cooney.
Jerry Cooney in the second round, looking like a baby giraffe there, his legs splayed all round the ring, and the referee, Mills Lane, takes up a count there. Cooney really wondered what hit him and gets the mandatory count.
But there's also been some worrying moments for Holmes, and none more so than when he fought Ronaldo Snipes.
This is probably the most sensational part of Holmes' career. Ronaldo Snipes, unfancied, a lack of concentration, I suspect, and that right hand looked like the end for Holmes, but he gets off the floor somehow, and when he does, he then gets stuck into Snipes, makes him pay for it, and proves that his right is might. Just look at that now. It's, as usual, pins him in the corner, and Holmes the boss all the way, and it's over. And they need to warm up. It really is a coldish night here. As referee, little fella, isn't he, Davy Pearl? And it's a nose-to-nose job here, and they're pushing and shoving, and the referee has got to say, we don't need any of that. He never had time to give him any rundown, and you've got the official rundown there. And you see he's now been found to be 31 and not 29, Bonecrusher Smith. Well, it doesn't matter what the name of the title is, the International Boxing Federation, or XYZ, as everyone accepts that Holmes is the genuine champion of the world, the people's champion. Bonecrusher Smith really gets his chance in only his 16th fight, on the strength of catching up with Frank Bruno in London. In terms of the indefinable thing called ring class, maybe he doesn't belong in the same town, let alone same ring as Holmes, but we'll find out whether it's going to be a mismatch or not, because he's always got, as they say in the fight game, a bit of a puncher's chance. Mind you, the odds players around here are not betting head-to-head on this one. It's 13-10 that Bonecrusher won't last 7 rounds. Already Bonecrusher feeling the weight of that Holmes left-hand punch. He really breaks up opponents with that. The right-hand blow is usually the one that drops an opponent, but the left hand paves the way. Oh, and there it is. He didn't take long to let one go there. He said, Bonecrusher's been talking too much for me. I've got to lay into him early. Remember, he had a 1-round last time with Marvis Frazier just a year ago. And he says being inactive, in fact, has helped him. He's able to get in shape. He gives himself a good rest. Well, so far anyway, Smith's absorbed the good punches of Holmes, or the good punch in that case with the right hand, and he'll have to go on doing that. Angelo Dundee, one of the shrewd judges of the fight game, of course, says you never know when these heavyweights are going to come apart at the seams overnight. Former world welter and middleweight champion there. Emil Griffiths.
You are looking to fight his fight.
So they're the words of wisdom from Emil Griffiths.
46-0. 46-0.
Fourth round. And I'm just wondering now what the betters, as they call them, heroes, thinking laying 13 to 10 that Smith wouldn't go past 7. He's getting marked up a bit, but he hasn't really shown any signs of buckling.
Step back clean now.
Hey, Big Jack, turn up, take it to the center, Big Jack. Take it out there. Take it out there, Big Jack. Cruise, baby.
He really does break up an opponent with a left hand, Holmes. It breaks not only the concentration, but often the spirit. There it is again, double jabbing.
Back him up, Big Jack. Never land.
Your hand off.
Tends to carry his head a little bit high, Holmes, but how can he knock an unbeaten record? He's got to be right. He's been on the deck a few times, Holmes, 3 in fact, but he's always come back and really laid into the other guy. Really is a punishing jab now. He's looking to pick a shot now. Watch this. And Bonecrusher can't match him in any of that sort of skill. He's got to try and rough it up a bit. Ooh, and that's the first time. It's almost around the ear, I think, that punch, but it really was a close-in right-hand hook. He's not big on skill, Bonecrusher, but there's nothing wrong with his ticker. Ooh, that was the one that got away. Really is marked up around the left eye now, Smith. They'll be working hard in the corner to try and keep that swelling down. And he's kind of punching himself into condition as he goes along, Holmes, on a cold night like this. And it looked like that could have been all over then, but this fellow absorbs a punch. But the accumulation of punches surely must tell now. Well, wide-eyed at the start there, but he's looking a bit sorry for himself now, Smith, and you can understand that.
Bunsen. Don't turn your hand. If you can't fix it, don't turn it.
Well, in boxing terms, they're not
You're serving your right hand
deep
to
or
block,
serious
right?
injuries.
You got to turn it loose.
There's no way you can duck that left hand, and these fellas have got to be mini surgeons in the corner. There's only 60 seconds to do it in. It's a tough old game, this. Fifth round. In some respects, in terms of facial damage, a bit of a lost cause for Bonecrusher, Smith. The only chance he's got now is to try and swing a few and hope he can land, because I doubt if he could go 15 getting marked up like this with the left hand barely missing him from Holmes.
All day. All right, work it, Big Jack, work it.
Well, some have been saying perhaps Larry Holmes is on the slide, but he hasn't shown it yet. Very disciplined fighter, the champion. Really fattens up between fights. And there's Holmes has said, I'm in this game for money. I came from a dirt farm and now I'm filthy rich. And that's why he keeps going, and it's hard to explain that to the would-be abolitionist of boxing. Well, it looks as though Holmes was hurt by a punch there, and the crowd seem to know it. Does Bonecrusher. He's making Holmes back up. Sheer raw strength of Smith. That's his only chance. In this game, one mistake, one little tiny moment, a lack of concentration, and you're in trouble in the heavyweights. In fact, any weights, but particularly these big guys. Holmes just lost a little bit of composure in this round. Trying to get back on his toes now and take over. Well, Holmes saw that coming and tried to ignore it. A good right hand from Bonecrusher, and the crowd with him. Well, no way is it the walkover that some of the cynics thought it would be. Little mark there around Holmes' face. Don't often see that. Let's have a look at the overhead camera in replay then. See, that was a punch. You don't often see that. He was stunned with that, Holmes. So there it is now. Bonecrusher throwing the right hand a bit high, and for Holmes it was just as well. Round 6. And just a bit of concern surely in Holmes' corner, telling him to get back to that left-hand jab. Don't get lazy, because he certainly got tagged in the previous round.
Get a tip! Get a tip, Big Jack! Get a tip! Get a tip, Big Jack! He's tired!
Oh, yes, he's aroused a lot of the fire in the champion there, Bonecrusher. The so-called no-hoper has become a bit of a nuisance to him. The Holmes family behind my seat here at ringside, and they're saying, come on, let's go to work. Very businesslike indeed now from Holmes. Obviously concerned there when Bonecrusher took a liberty or two in the previous round. I want to bet the champion's saying this big fellow's going to take a lot of cutting down. It's a clash of heads there. It's just as well they weren't cut with that. Bonecrusher really trying to just march on and ignore the left-hand punch coming in. Not easy easy to do, and that can be painful for him, but he's fighting a good fight for a challenger where the odds were so large against him, nobody would lay them, really. Slowing down at this round, Holmes, and then he puts his punches together well. Flashes of the champion at his best. Round 7. It could well be that the odds players have done their money, that Holmes would stop this fellow within 7 rounds. And he does tend to come on strong a bit, Bonecrusher. Well, definitely a much harder fight than anybody predicted. Well, he's getting over $1 million for this fight, Holmes, but it's looking as though he's going to have to work for it. Bonecrusher, who says he used to box for what he called cab fare, is getting the dollar equivalent of about £160,000. And as he said, he owes it a bit to Bruno. In fact, a great deal to Bruno. Midway through the 7th. And he's always willing to stand in there and trade, Bonecrusher. Just a little bit of the mobility now gone in Holmes. Won the championship against Ken Norton in Vegas. One of the greatest heavyweight fights. I've covered that. And there he is. 16 times he fought for the WBC championship in 5 years. And it's Holmes' cut. And it's definitely a clash of heads there. And Bonecrusher being very polite about this. Well, what a turn up for the book in every sense. I wonder how bad that cut's going to be now, and how the referee will deal with this. Get in there now, that's quite a nasty cut.
It ain't nothing. What we gonna do about it? What we gonna do about it? You gotta get the pressure on him, Sandy. We're getting his tire fast. But don't let him come to you. He gets off the punching when he comes to you. And watch that right hand come. So, come on. My hand. Let's get to work. Take that.
Round 8. And it looked to me like an accidental head clash there. I wouldn't have accused Bonecrusher of a deliberate butt, but certainly was a head clash as he came up from a punch. of a job staunching the flow of that cut by the look of it. Sense has come to fight, and he's showing some desperation then in the punch. He's obviously a bit of needle as well, but he wants to try and take him out, because there's no way that cut must worsen as it goes along, and the seconds do marvellous jobs, but they're in trouble, I think, with this one. Wondering now how much ambition a rich man says, well, do I really need this? When you're a fighter, when you're a gladiator, you have to hang in there. That's what the great champions are all about. Oh, right on the cut, and it looked as though Holmes was going down from that punch. Was Angelo Dundee right when he said, could the heavyweight champion be coming apart at the seams overnight? The man who virtually came from nowhere to get this chance. Rooted to the canvas, Holmes now. He's not even moving. He is in trouble. And it may not be in his favour to stand and slug it out with this fellow. Having trouble seeing, and it doesn't look as though he can drop Bonecrusher. And they really can't get to trying to patch that injury up quickly enough there. A screaming boxing, but really I'd like to see the seconds working on that. They need every second. So replay then of that round, and really that's it. Bonecrusher's swinging punch there, the gum shield almost came out.
Under control now, you got to do it.
Definite concern. I'm sitting just near Holmes' corner, and I can see by the expression of their faces they're really sweating heavily the seconds there. They know this fellow's making hard work of this in the 10th. Trying to shake himself a bit loose there, Holmes. Now that's a touch of the old champion. He does labour a bit now, the Bonecrusher. Maybe a little bit muscle-bound there, slowing him down. Always complained there, Holmes, to the referees. Caught me with his head again. Trying to tee up with an overhand right-hand punch, I think, Holmes. Flicks the left hand. He's talking to Bonecrusher and saying, hey, man, take it easy. What are you doing? I've never seen anything. This is an absolute armistice they've created in the 10th. I never have seen that. It shows at least the respect Bonecrusher has got for Holmes. He's slowed down a lot here, Smith. Still trying to let the right hand punch go home, but he hasn't quite timed it. Satisfied to soften it up with the left hand, but as you can see there, the blood really well smudged around his face. Oh, good volley there. I really do suspect now that Smith is fast running out of gas. And I'll tell you, the final furlongs are going to be some race for him.
Do your job. Do your job. You did your homework, now do your job. All right. Do your home, give me a towel.
So new territory certainly for Bonecrusher. Only been into the 10th round once before. That was when he stopped Frank Bruno in London last May. No question, of course, that the champion's well in front. 3 American judges. The referee doesn't score under this new IVF rulings. So it's almost unknown territory in the 11th round then for Smith.
That's the Everlast.
Holmes has been certainly finding it difficult now to cut this big fellow down to size.
Watch your head's going in now.
Well, that was, as he came in there, Holmes clipped him with the right-hand punch, but he still hasn't shifted him. He must be one tough fellow. But Holmes now really cutting Smith up badly in this round. And he senses that it can all be over in the 11th. It's a bad gash over the left eye. I think the referee will call the doctor, who will give his opinion and in fact make the decision for him. Managing to throw a share of punches, Smith, and the chat going on there. But he's slowing down. His defence wasn't too good from the start, but he's not getting out of the way of any punches at all now, Smith. This is where the measure of class does show, and the experience. But if it is stopped at the end of this round, and I suspect it may well be, there will certainly be a big hand for a very brave loser. He's wiping the blood away there, Smith. Won't go down. Tremendous pride this fellow must have. And the referee now is taking him back to the corner, is he or not? With 5 seconds to go, he's actually walking Smith towards Holmes's corner. And the Nevada State Dr. Romero, I think that is, yes, going to have a look at that injury, and it's a bad one. Nope, he says he can certainly finish this round. That surprises me. Surprises, and I must say disappoints me too. It could well be that the cornermen might think that they can't cope with this cut. They're only allowed to use 1001 adrenaline on there. Let's have a look at replay then. All one-way traffic in that round. And they're coming out for the 12th round. And I wouldn't have thought if the referee will step in this round that he'll need to call the doctor for a second opinion this time. It could well be that Smith in his corner said, no, let us go on with this. It's the one big chance in life for him. But there's no way you can enjoy seeing a man take this sort of punishment and smiling as well. What a brave guy. And Davy Pearl, who in fact works at the local university, constantly eyeing their Bonecrusher.
Watch your heads, both of you. Get out, get out.
Well, certainly turned into a gory fight.
Come on, turn him loose.
He really does look a sad and gory sight now, Smith, and I really would hope the referee would get in here. He's well behind on points anyway. He's given all he's got. He's given more than he's got midway through the 12th.
Hold it up.
And he can certainly go out with a badge of courage. Take time off. And he's calling Smitty to him. He thinks the fight's over, Smith, but it isn't. He wants the other doctor to have a look. And I do hope that he stops it this time. And I think he will, because he's explaining to Smith, I'd like you to go on, but it's all over. I thought that was what he would say, and I have to say, not before time in the 12th round. And of course, Larry Holmes, in trouble himself, overcame his injuries. But Bonecrusher Smith here looks as though he's been run over by a truck, and he's still trying to remember what number it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of the ringside physician, Dr. Donald Romeo, referee Davy Pearl stops the bout at 2 minutes, 10 seconds of the 12th round. The winner by a TKO and still undefeated world champion, Larry Holmes.
And he comes down, all the way down to talk with us here.
I want to talk to you the
All right, here's Larry Holmes talking with Sugar Ray Leonard. Larry, it was no walk in the park today. You had to work for this one.
I told everybody, this guy's tough. He's awkward, punch hard. And he took my full control. When he butted me, I couldn't see anymore. And he took my concentration. I was mainly waiting to see if I could take him out. But he was strong and tough and very awkward. So, you know, he just took him out of time. And the referee says, do you want to go on? You cut it real bad. And he says, no, I quit.
When you had to really dig down, you really did that. You dug down and you came away with it at the end. And then the people said you only fought one round in almost a year, and here you had to go 12 rounds, and they were 12 tough rounds.
It's just to show you, HBO fights are all hard. Every fight I fought on HBO was a war with Weaver and with Trevor Burberry. Now with this guy here. There's a lot of critics out there today saying that this guy ain't nothing, this guy ain't that, but they're not taking the punches. Every fighter is a fight. And I worked very hard for Bonecrusher. He's a good fighter, he's a game fighter, and he wanted to win the title. And unfortunately, I got cut with a headbutt, and the guy took advantage of it. With no experience and with no, you know, not fighting for the championship before, the man gave up. But you got to give him an A for effort because he tried.
What were the thoughts that you had when you knew you'd been cut, and it was a nasty cut? Obviously, you knew that because the blood did get in your eye. Did it ever go through your mind that maybe what a way to lose a fight?
No, because I know I have a very good cut man, Percy Richardson, and Eddie Floyd. I got a good corner, and these guys really know what they're doing. And you know, as a champion, you want the best working with you. And I'm just glad that I had Percy Richardson and Eddie Floyd with me because they're pros out there. There's no amateurs in my corner, so that really didn't bother me. What bothered me, what worried me a little bit, because I got a little gas in there. I guess from inactive, not been in the ring in a while, and a little nerves and whatnot. And I had the gas, and I had a chance to get it out. And when I got that gas out, as you notice, I started picking up my pace and working it out. And, you know, it was just a matter of time before I really turned on the gas, because this guy never fought no more than 10 rounds, and that was with Frank Bruno. And even though my year layoff,
you know, I think it was a good comeback. Now I'm ready to go at someone else, whoever it is. It doesn't really matter, and until I'm satisfied. Now, you know, a lot of people say, oh, he's old, he's 35 years old, but I'm still good. And anytime anybody can get in there with James Bonecrusher Smith, they're going to know this man is there to stay.
This was a good fight for you, and you had to dig down, champ. Congratulations, since you really picked it up and won it.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Sugar Ray. No offense to Larry Merchant. Larry is a good announcer, but I want to be with the best because I'm the best.
All right, we're going to go up right now to Larry Merchant, who is in the ring with a very game loser. Larry, all right.
Bonecrusher, what happened when you bumped heads with Larry Holmes?
Well, Larry was thumbing me all the way through the fight.
You say he was thumbing you?
Yeah, we bumped heads, but he was thumbing me on both eyes. Real thumb.
Well, why didn't you complain to the official if he was thumbing you?
I wanted to keep right on fighting. I'm not a crybaby. I'm a fighter. He kept complaining that I was bumping his head, but he was thumbing all the way through the fight. He always thumbed.
When did he get you in the neck?
I don't know, but he hit me right here.
Why, when his eye was cut, were you not able to take advantage of it and jump on him?
Well, I can't hardly talk, but he's a good fighter, and I did the best I could.
How do you feel about it overall?
I felt like that I gave him a good fight, and for white for the cut, and I couldn't see out of my this eye, and I could have continued, yeah.
Thank you very much, James. Brave.
Nonetheless, Smith giving the champion a much tougher fight than anyone had anticipated, and he could at one point almost have won it. Well, we've learned this morning that Larry Holmes had to have 20 stitches in his cut, but he plans to box on. And now, as our own Frank Bruno was ahead on points when knocked out by the Bonecrusher, the English